What up, YouTubers? As you can see, I'm trying to replace the crank sensor on my '07 Yukon. '07 Avalanche. I do have a '07 Yukon, but I'll be replacing the crank position sensor on my 2007 Chevy Avalanche. Picked the part up at the local parts store, AutoZone. They told me it was located up near the crankshaft, according to their computer. But through a little research and a little time management, I discovered that it's located behind my starter. And as you can see, I need to remove two bolts from the starter to remove the starter and put it out of place so I can get to that sensor. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't get this starter off and get to that sensor. Be right back with you. Alright, I'm back. So as you can see, I did remove the starter using a combination of my ratchet and a small extension, a 1/2-inch socket, and there you can see the beige looking sensor that is located behind the starter on this 2007 Avalanche. So it appears I need to remove the wiring harness and remove one bolt that appears to be a 10mm bolt or 7/16. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that bolt and sensor and wire harness that has a little snap on it on top of the harness. The sensor wire that you just unclip and it should just pop right off, and so we're going to go ahead and do that. And sometimes you have to be careful with these clamps because over time they will dry rot and you don't want to break it. So we're going to remove that, and we'll be right back on it. Well, I'm going to just show you how to get it off. I removed it once gently, so I'm going to just pull it again. Just grab the little top clamp here, the wire harness, and gently pull on it, and there it slides right out, so no problem on that. So I'm going to remove this bolt here, which should be a 7/16, 10mm, 8mm, and then we're going to remove this sensor. So here you see I've taken my 10mm wrench and I've loosened this screw here. One thing to note, you may want to disconnect your battery because when trying to get in there with my ratchet, I created a little spark hazard. So you don't want that surprise when you're laying on your back and trying to get a screw out and scare the living daylights out of you. So you might want to note that on your things that disconnect. So now we're going to remove this sensor, and it should just pull out, which it doesn't want to seem to come out. Slight turn and a little wiggle action here, and there it is. It pops out. So we got it out. Now we're going to put our new one in. Give me a moment. Now there you see the new sensor as opposed to the old one that we just took out. So we're going to go ahead and get that installed in, and like I said, it's really not that hard of a job. It's just trying to locate exactly where your parts are. And that's the hardest part. And if you have the right tools for little small projects like this, you can pretty much do any job you need to do. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can get that one popped back in. Alright, we're back here with our sensor. So we're going to go ahead and get it maneuvered. Slide it back in a slot. There's a hole there. You slide it back in and get it snapped back into position. And we're also going to, while we're here, go ahead and get that screw back in there. And as you can see, once again, it's not that difficult of a job. just having the appropriate tools to assist you. Take my 10mm ratchet, not my ratchet but my wrench, and give that a couple of little hits there and get that tightened up, and there it is. And reconnect the harness, and hopefully this will get my check engine light off and keep it from driving harshly like it once was when it first started giving me trouble. And so there it is, YouTube. So all I need to do now is just put the starter back into place, and once again I remove that starter with a 9/16 ratchet. Remember, you want to disconnect your battery so you won't have that spark incident, and use your 10mm screw to get that bolt off, and hopefully you'll have good luck with that. Thank you so much.